In this lesson, we're going to be working on graphing linear equations with a t-table. And so I've got some steps listed out for us here. Step number 1 is to choose your domain. And when I say choose your domain, I'm really just talking about your x values, your x coordinates. Typically, I try and choose 1 negative, 1 positive, and 0, and then you can pick any other point. Sometimes, oops, not negative 0. Sometimes they'll give you your domain values, your x coordinates. Sometimes they won't, sometimes they will. But for this situation, I'm just going to choose negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And then step number 2 is to substitute your domain and solve for y. So we have this table and we've picked our x values. Now we're going to plug these x values in to our equation up here, and we're going to figure out what y is equal to. So in this case, we plug in negative 1 for x and we do negative 1 plus 3. Then we plug in 0 for x, 0 plus 3. Then we plug in 1 for x, 1 plus 3. And then we plug in 2 for x, 2 plus 3. And the last 3 are pretty simple. Most of us can do 0 plus 3 is 3. That's our new y value. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. And this is part of step 3, which is write your range. Range is just a fancy way of saying your y coordinates. In this case, y is equal to whatever x is plus 3. So we're taking whatever x is, we're adding 3. This negative, though, is where I'm going to encourage you just to use your calculator because we don't know how to add positives and negatives just yet. So just use your calculator to help you. In this case, negative 1 plus 3 is 2. So my range values are 2, 3, 4, and 5 are my y values. And then step 4 is to create your ordered pairs. And what they mean by that is whenever we write an ordered pair, we always write it inside parentheses with a comma. And we always write our x value first and then our y value. And these were our x and these were our y. So whenever x is negative 1, y is 2 according to this ruler equation. Whenever x was 0, y was 3. Whenever x is 1, y is 4. And whenever x is 2, y is 5. And so I have my ordered pairs listed here. In order, I have them listed with x first, then y, just like they're supposed to be, inside parentheses with a comma. And step number 5 is going to be to graph each ordered pair. They should make a straight line for what we're doing in our math class. These are going to be what we call linear equations. And then it said, and then we're going to draw a line through all the points. Put arrows on the end. The arrows on the end just say that that line is going to go on and on and on forever. So what we're going to do here, negative 1, 2, on my coordinate plane here, I'm going to start at the origin. Negative 1 means go left 1, and then positive 2 means go up 2. So here's my first point, negative 1, 2. 0, 3 means that we're not going to go side to side on our x at all, but we're just going to go up 3 positives on our y. So I'm going to plot a point and graph it here. 1, 4 means I'm going to start at my origin. I'm going to move right 1 and then up 4. Plot that point at 1, 4. And 2, 5 means I'm going to start at my origin, move 2 places to the right, and then go up 5 places, plot that point. So we graph each ordered pair. They should be in a straight line. I'm going to use a ruler to draw a line through all of those points. I'm going to make my line nice and big so that it goes all the way to the edges of our coordinate plane. and then put arrows on the end to show that that line is going to go on and on forever. And so what we're doing today is we're taking a ruler equation, we're filling out a table by picking x values, substituting those values in to find our y values, using the x and y values to write ordered pairs, and then graphing those ordered pairs to graph the line that results from our rule or equation. And so when we graph linear equations with a t-table, we're going to use this table to graph lines. These are equations because they have an equal sign, and they're linear because they're a line. You can see the word within a word here, that line within linear. And we're going to use 5 steps every time. Step 1, choose your domain. Step 2, substitute that in. Step 3, find your y values. Step 4, write your ordered pairs using your x and y coordinates. And then step 5, graphing those and putting arrows on the end of that line that you draw through all the points that you just plotted.